All right, guys, we are back. Episode 13 of the Sports Spectator podcast. Happy New Year to everyone. John, always happy to have you here, bro. And as you guys can see next to me, we have a very special guest. So, John, Eli. Eli, let's take a moment to talk about you, bro. So, obviously, we can see you're a huge Dolphins fan. But real quick, before we get into it, let's give the folks an introduction about yourself. Let's hear it.
So yeah, 23 years old, born in Venezuela, raised in South Florida, huge Dolphins fan on the side, drone videography, that's what I do, shot big live productions on the Instagram.
Bro,
Big
I love it.
shout.
I love it.
Dolphin drone videography. Is that in the future?
Dolphins drone, oh my god, that's huge, that would be enormous, but sure, why not? Future's bright.
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins did have that, like, I don't know if you saw it, all the drones they had a while back. That could be something that you do potentially.
For sure.
In the future. But yeah, guys, check it out. Eli, if you want to say the page one more time for the listeners.
Eli Ben Productions, I had a little typo there.
Love it, guys. So we will, of course, be shouting that out during this week's episode. Be sure that you check it out. Again, if you're in the South Florida region and need any stellar video editing, Eli is your guy. John, we got to talk about you for a second, bro, before we get into a lot of the topics we have today. I know you're hurting, bro. Alabama lost tomorrow. It's Michigan, Washington. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. It was sad. I was shell shocked after the Alabama loss. I'm still wearing my red for the blood spilled and tears cried, but it is what it is. I got the Washington pick right. I did pick Washington to beat Texas, so my bet would have been in play if Alabama was able to do it, but we move on. Unlucky loss. Not unlucky, but we should have lost, and we couldn't pull it out. But I'm excited for tomorrow. I put my money on Michigan. I think they're 4.5-point favorites. What about you? Are you touching that game at all, or?
Oof. I'm a little bit nervous because again, I got both picks wrong. I sincerely thought it was going to end up being Alabama, Texas. So I'm probably going to stay away from that and just really keep all my attention on tonight's Dolphins Bills game. So let's go ahead and dive right into that because that is the topic that we are all thinking about. And again, we have Eli here. I just love it. He is in the Tua jersey, just so fucking sick. Again, big energy, bringing it into it. So let's get into the number one topic. Winner of tonight's game wins the AFC East. So Dolphins, again, took their feet off the gas pedal a little bit. They let the Bills get hot, and now, as a lot of people predicted, tonight is coming down to the wire, where winner of tonight's game has a ton of implications. So winner tonight wins the division, the AFC East, and gets to host a playoff game. Again, we already have a playoff spot clinched. So for the Dolphins, it's not really that big of a deal, but a loss tonight could imply that we don't get a home playoff game where, again, the Bills, they might be able to host one. So, Eli, let's talk about it. As the guest today, how are you feeling about tonight's game, bro?
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. We're nervous, but we're here, Like, we made it this far. Why are we going to fuck it up right now? You know what I mean? Like, I just strongly think we have such a strong team despite our injuries and despite our losses, both on the offense and defensive side of the ball. We got powerhouses in Tyreek and Tua. I think that we can make miracles happen, especially it's a home game.
I agree. I mean, I don't know. I feel like all of us, we're all kind of feeling the same way. I mean, definitely a little bit of nerves. John, how are you feeling about the game, bro?
Yeah, not great. I mean, the one thing is that we're 4-0 coming off a loss this season, and we got smoked last week. But I feel like the Bills are just going to have like more intensity and focus to play for. So, like, if they lose, they're probably out of the playoffs. Where if we lose, we're still in it. So, like, they're kind of like in dog mode, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm a little bit hesitant on being confident about a win. What about you?
I'm probably in the same spot, man. It's again, we are as pro Tua and as pro Dolphins as we get of any podcast. But again, when the lights have gotten the brightest, I've unfortunately been very disappointed. But you know what? I'm a big believer. I feel like when we get pushed to our backs against the wall, to our backs against the wall, no pun intended or this. That is when I think the Dolphins do their best. I mean, I feel like, for example, so Eli, I know that you were at the Miami Heat game when Ray Allen made that three.
Oh,
That's also when Miami had their backs against the wall. And what is it that happened? Miami prevailed, bro. I mean, just talk about that. Like, I mean, I feel like I've actually never met a person who's been at that game. How was it being?
I mean, I remember, like, I was like 12. Like, I'm a young guy, you know? Like,
Oh man, we're really gonna be.
no, I really not. Like, but I was there. Basically, like, the entire game was so blurred because, you know, it's finals, but what I do remember is that clutch ass three by Ray Allen, you know, it was like LeBron, then back to Allen, then boom, bang, whatever the fuck they said.
Literally, but
And it was like a motion picture. Like everyone, the entire arena froze. Like that's just what I don't want. Like I want this energy for tonight. I think every Dolphins fan like has this energy, has this passion, has this raw like feeling towards this game because it's a tough matchup. But I think now that I think about it, I think we could secure a win. Like so many good things could come our way, regardless of the fact we're in playoffs. We just want that home game. We haven't had it in a long time, in decades at least.
Bro,
In the
yeah.
playoffs.
yeah, I mean, we were talking about it a little bit before we started recording the episode. That technically speaking, there are probably Dolphins fans born after the year 2000 who have literally been fans of Miami their entire lives and had never even had the privilege of watching Miami win a playoff game, let alone watching Miami host a home playoff game. So I feel like this is big across the board. I mean, this is a game that is going to span across generations. So to say that the pressure is on, again, literally last game of the season, Sunday night, basically the conclusion of the season, it's going to be huge. Bro.
Is it the last game of the regular season?
It is the
Across
last game.
Wow.
No, like huge. It's an understatement.
Yeah.
This game is whatever. It's bigger than huge. Like this is the game. This is the game. Like we need to prove all the fucking haters that they're wrong. Everyone's been sleeping on Tua on the Dolphins for a while, and I think it's time to put some respect on them. You know, like
Yeah.
what do you guys think?
I'm excited for it's because we got a bunch of injuries, but like we talked about in last week's episode, it's like next man up, and so A-Chain you hit the starting role because Mostert's hurt. Tyreek Hill has the WR1-2-3 with Jaden Waddle. So I'm excited for both of them to turn up, and you know the defensive guys to come out. I forget who's the guy that's coming back.
Jerome Baker.
Jerome Baker. So yeah, it's a big game, and I don't know. What do you guys think?
I got a hot take. I got to say, guys. All right. And I've been holding this one for quite a while, but tonight's game is Tua's make or break for me. Not the playoff game, but tonight's game is really. I think it's really we're going to see if Tua is going to be our guy. And I know that I've been very pro Tua on this podcast, but I've seen a lot of instances this season where the lights have been incredibly bright for him. And a lot of the times when the moments have counted the most is when I have seen him, unfortunately, not perform at his best. And I know, Eli, you're wearing the Tua jersey, and I know John, Bama alum, we love him. But that's just my 2 cents. I still love him. And again, if he can pull off tonight, I'm all back on the Tua train, but I took a little bit of a step back after last week's match. That being said, even if we lose tonight and he does win a playoff game, I'll probably be all the way back. But if we lose tonight, I'm going to be a little bit hesitant. And I pray to God that he proves me absolutely wrong and that people clip this podcast and say, look at this guy, he didn't believe in Tua, and now look how silly this fucking guy looks. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, that's probably my hottest takes right now is, for me, Tua a little bit on the hot seat, if I'm being 100% honest. Eli, as our special guest for today, give us, if you got a hot take, I think the fans want to hear it, bro.
I got a hot one for you.
Let's hear it.
I think Dolphins are going to end up in the AFC Championship game.
Ooh, okay.
Match with the Ravens, or who do you think they play against?
It really depends on multiple factors. But a Ravens-Dolphins game would be a movie.
It will be.
Would be a fucking movie. I'll tell you why. A little bit of background. I didn't really mention this, but I am a Ravens fan on the side.
Oh,
No, I just I fell in love with the Ravens team like when they won the Super Bowl. Was it 2013?
It was, yeah.
With
Joe Flacco, Ray Lewis, they had that squad.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, hey, time out. But before, so if you're going to say that, I got to say the defense carried that team into the Super Bowl.
And if we feel like the defense is doing a phenomenal job right now, but however, it's just that explosive offense that, like, Lamar Jackson, we got this rookie Zay Flowers, we got Odell Beckham Jr. I think, look, while the Ravens are very exciting, I think the Dolphins are even more exciting. I'll tell you why. The Dolphins haven't had this talent and this energy, this drive for many years. And I think that they get all out of the field, whether it's tonight, whether it's in the playoffs. I think that it's a team to be not to be reckoned with. That's the term, right?
Yeah.
I think that well, for starters, we haven't seen playoffs success in the playoffs for a little bit.
Yeah, two
haven't-
decades. I mean,
We haven't seen Super Bowl in decades.
decades. Yeah.
So my question to you guys is the following: do you agree with my hot take? Do you agree with making it to the AFC Championship, given what I've just said, that they will lay out their hearts on the field like they mean it?
I got to disagree with your take on Baltimore being the one to make it into the AFC Championship. I'm a big believer that Baltimore is going to crumble in the playoffs. They get a first round bye, and they're going to be one and done. Whoever has the place in the divisional round, they're going to get swept. Again, let's think back into I'm pretty sure this was the last time the Ravens made it into the playoffs. I will never forget. They were coming in super hot. Same thing. Lamar was hot. They had a squad, and they faced Tennessee Titans, and they lost that round. That's when Derrick Henry had the jump pass, and literally they lost in the playoffs, and they were favored that game. So I think they're just one of those teams that they're going to come in super incredibly hot, and whoever it is that they face, they're going to be an M&T bank. They're going to drop the ball somehow. Because I think so, bro. I feel like they're gonna fucking show. I feel like they're just right now. Lamar he's undoubtedly gonna win the MVP. That I have no doubt in my mind.
But then again, he did just get paid.
He did just get. And you know what? I'm a big believer. There's probably a saber metric out there for us, but it's just I swear to God, every single quarterbacks that get paid, they just take a nosedive. They get to a moment where, you expect them to perform the best, and that's when they took a nosedive. Perfect example: Joe Burrow just got paid.
Oh my God!
And again, granted, it wasn't really his fault. He did get injured, but started the season.
No, Choke City. I disagree.
I'm a big believer. Ravens are going to agree with you on the tape. Dolphins making it to the AFC Championship, which is a little bit contradicting based on what I just said. But fuck it, it's our podcast. I'm going to say whatever take I want. So I'm going to agree with you on that one, bro. Dolphins to the AFC Championship against the Ravens, probably not. Here's my hot take. You know what? And I'm going to say this to be official. AFC Championship, it is going to be Dolphins versus, you guys ready for this? Cleveland Browns.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's just underdog story from the I'll say
That's your boy, that Flacco. He's going on.
yes.
You
They're
good?
the playoffs for a reason. But it doesn't come confidence and forgive me for my language. You're dick riding the Niners and the Cowboys. Fuck out of here, man. I would love to see the confidence. I just wasn't expecting to say that.
Dude, I really like and I feel like we're sharing a bond here because I like them because Joe Flacco was on there. I mean, this guy is well into his 30s. And as someone who just recently got into his 30s, I feel like I share almost a fellowship with other men in their 30s. So
It's fraternal.
So to me, seeing Joe Flacco ball out, again, I just can't help but root for them. I mean, first of all, I feel like this is really dedicated. There's a whole other episode to this, but I fucking hate Deshaun Watson, right? I don't think.
Well, it's Bath and Spell, no?
Huh?
Bath and Spell?
Yeah, dude. I mean, all of the allegations aside, I feel like how do you justify as an athlete getting that much guaranteed money when you were literally on like you didn't even play an entire year? So I feel like this whole narrative where like they went through all of these quarterbacks and for Joe Flacco to come in and like save the season, it's awesome. But again, I feel like I'm getting too much into it. That's just my take. Browns against the Dolphins. So John, we got to go then. What is your hottest take right now, bro?
I love that one. That one's gonna be hard to beat. I like the Browns a lot. I do like Lamar Jackson though. I think I think this is his season. I hope so for his sake. Like I want him to do well. So I want to see him get to the AFC Championship. But I mean, yeah, the Browns story makes a lot of sense. The Browns and the Ravens. If it's not the Dolphins, I could see that being an AFC Championship, depending on how the breakdown went. But I don't know. For me, it's like you could see this playoff run for the Dolphins go so many ways. Like if the Dolphins win tonight versus the Bills, we look like Super Bowl favorites or AFC favorites, like 100%. If we lose, I mean, yikes! Like we still are in the playoffs, but like it's not hard to imagine a first round loss. It's also not hard to imagine like we lose and then like we have like the motivation going into playoffs, which is really good, and like then we have a good showing in the playoffs because we lost this last game and we get our injuries back, like Mozart and Jalen Waddle. So I don't know. You can play make believe all you want. I am gonna go positive negativity. We lose tonight, and then we get our injuries back, and we're motivated, and we're really hungry, and we make it to the AFC Championship.
Oh, great.
Dude, I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever been this excited for a playoff. I don't know, boys, how you feel about that, but these playoffs just feel like there's just so many. And again, I wish we had like infinity hours in the day to just get into every single playoff storyline that is happening right now, both in the AFC and the NFC. But yeah, dude, I'm fucking psyched for these playoffs. And again, I feel like we got to bring it back into topic here because again, I know all of us we can just like deviate and just all these other takes for the rest of our lives. But so going back into tonight's game, so we got our playoff takes. So I feel like I already said mine that again, Tua for me, he's a little bit on the hot seat. So I think Eli, you mentioned that we're just going to absolutely smoke the Bills tonight. That's your hot take for tonight, right?
Yeah. I'm not even remembering this conversation. That's right.
Again, people when it coming into it, dude. I'm fucking negative when it comes to these takes, and again, that's just how it is, bro. Like I told you, it is. We're just coming here and we're just giving the wildest takes in the world, bro. So I guess if we haven't mentioned it, let's go ahead and reiterate for tonight. What is your hottest take for tonight?
I think tonight could go one of two ways, and it's either the Dolphins win, like in shoot. I wouldn't want to say garbage time. That's too hard of a take because we know damn well that the Bills, well, mainly Josh Allen, their hero right now, too fucking consistent. Too consistent every single game, bring touchdowns left and right. It's like you see the touchdown to interception ratio like off the charts. Like he's a great player with the ball. Bills like they just enter this phase that they're like shit. Like they've been through the season. They're like we gotta take it seriously. Like if we want to be playoffs, like this is it for us. Like this week 18 is for us. So I think it's gonna be a tight game. But that's what I'm leaning towards. Like, what do you guys have to say?
No, dude, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think it's gonna. I feel like the winner is gonna be like whatever team plays the most mistake-free football.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I think whichever, because let's be absolutely real, both quarterbacks have been incredibly prone to interceptions, but they've also been incredibly prone to having just absolute monster plays. I feel like in the same breath that I can say Tua has had an interception in the plays that matters the most, he's also had incredible throws in plays that have also mattered the most.
Especially at home.
Especially at home.
Or on
sorry, but I just have to mention that throw to Tyreek against the Chargers. Was it week 1?
It was, yeah.
That was one touchdown.
It is crazy.
That was landed in his hands like so right. Like it came from heaven, like it was God sent that catch.
I think that win against the Chargers defeated their season. I think that game decided both teams. The Dolphins had the season they did. The Chargers, literally. I was actually a crazy back and forth. Here's my take. Another take for the Bills game today. I think and hope, going back to my optimism, Jalen Ramsey will just haunt Josh Allen's dreams tonight. He needs to have a huge game against Stephon Diggs and just Josh Allen in general. I think he will. I think Jalen Ramsey's such a baller. He lives for these big moments. Obviously, didn't happen with the Ravens, but I think this one is a good kind of comeback for him. I hope, and he'll just have at least a pick. I bet on Josh Allen pick over half interception. So
I think so.
Really,
I think that's a safe bet. That is a super safe bet.
Because the secondary is going to have to save us. It's not going to be the trenches. It's not going to be the D-line. It's going to have to be.
It has to be this electrifying duo. I mean, technically trio now. It's Xavier Howard.
He's out.
He's out. So that's what I said.
Jalen
Ramsey, my apple.
It's Eli, Jaden, and probably the more rookie, the more inexperienced cornerback, Cater Pohu. It's probably going to be
favorite.
Right. That guy. I have opinions about him, which I don't know if we want to get into. But yeah, I fully agree. The secondary is going to have to step up. Because let's be honest, the D-line is going to get gashed by the run. James Cook is coming in hot.
And Josh Allen. They're going to throw him in.
Bro, they are going to throw him. So unless Vic Fangio and Mike McDaniel schemed up something crazy to stop the run.
I think they would. I think they did. I'm sorry. I hope so. McDaniel is him. I think so.
He is drip God. I mean, we've been saying that. Actually, drip God since episode 1 that we started this podcast.
And have you guys watched Hard Knocks? Bro, such a great coach. I think he has a sleeve. I'm talking about the Dolphins for a second. And then Jalen Ramsey, I think he's going to be a dog. I think he will haunt Stephon Diggs for seasons to come.
I think so.
Think about it. Pretend that Tua chokes for a second. I think that Jalen Ramsey, he will definitely know. And as well as the rest of the secondary, they're okay, our turn. We got to shine.
Next man up.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey has been phenomenal. He was phenomenal for the Rams. He's going to be phenomenal for the Dolphins. And tonight, the spotlight is going to transition. That's my hot take as well. It's going to transition a little bit from the offense, the Dolphins offense, and it's going to come into the secondary that we have. It's a great secondary despite our injuries. What do you guys think?
I agree. I'm putting all my eggs in the Jalen Ramsey basket. We have to. Literally, we have to.
Yeah. I always feel bad rooting for Jalen Ramsey because he is a Florida State alumni. But you know what? I think right now I'm much more of a Dolphins fan than I am a Gator fan. So yeah, dude. I think I agree. Tonight, generational Ramsey game. Shit, I'm so hyped right now. I might have to look at the Hard Rock Bet app and see what. Yeah, dude.
That app is going to crash, by the way.
Oh,
Jalen Ramsey's one of those guys where you hate him if you don't have him, but if you do have him and he's playing well, then yeah, you got to show him love. I couldn't stand him everywhere he was before the Dolphins. But now that he's here, it's you respect the game. Because when you're a player like that, you're all ego. It's like Cam Newton. You got to be just ego and confidence, and this is their personality. So, fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball, dude. That's been our.
Fuck it, we ball.
That is our mentality. And here's a fun stat, and I think you found this one, John. So tonight, A-Chain actually has the opportunity to setting the franchise rookie touchdown record.
That's pretty crazy. He's a G.
That is absolutely ridiculous. So, are you familiar with A-Chain's game, Eli? Yeah, he's been a fucking stud. And again, we called him out on this page when he got drafted. We knew he was going to be a stud coming out of Texas.
You guys really? I did the same. When he got drafted, I saw his combine footage as well as his college collegiate footage.
Yeah.
And wow, this guy he has some jets in him.
Yeah.
Oh my God! When you see the momentous plays in between him and Mostert, they've done some amazing work for that backfield. And I just think that it's gonna be his time to shine as well. I mean, they're gonna rely on the backfield right now. Mm-hmm. They have to, and they're relying on A-Chain right now.
I think so, bro. So, barring any injuries, and again, Miami has statistically this season performed significantly better at home than we have away. I think luck is going to be on our sides. And actually, fun fact: the the books have the Bills favored tonight, and I'm going to pull this out of my ass. I'm just going to assume it's real, but I'm pretty sure that there's a stat somewhere that says that like Miami this season has statistically performed much better as the underdog as opposed to the favorite. And I think combining that somehow with us playing at home and it being 2024 and 2 plus 4 is 6 plus another 2 is 8, which is not the seed that we want to be in the playoffs, wins by 1,000.
There you go.
Yeah. You can't debate that.
Yeah, you cannot. And what are you? That's clearly nothing.
Yeah.
But like, what are you gonna say to all these people who are like, oh, the Dolphins only beat teams with losing records?
We beat the Cowboys. We beat John's Cowboys. They had a winning record. That's all I know. And we still beat the Broncos, who ended up having a winning record. And yes, I'm a big believer that wins are retroactive.
Did we beat them though? I think that we smoked on that Denver.
Yeah, we smoked. We straight up, dude. We did 3-pack a day with Denver. That's
But
how
it was more than that. Like, you can touch on this for years, but I just want to say, like McDaniel, like how he was treated in Denver, like him doing that,
Yeah.
was a statement. Stopping it, he stopped it at 70.
Yeah.
Easily gone for like more points.
It was a personal game for him. Like him having been a ball boy. Like who knows what history he had with that franchise. We talked about it on this podcast too. When right before we were going to play that game, we said, yeah, McDaniel definitely has some history with Denver, so he is going to go in and shit on them.
Which he did.
Which he did. And now, hey, full disclosure, everyone listening knows me. Again, I give whatever take comes to mind. Not all of them are right. Most of them end up being wrong. But, I'm correct from time to time, and that is one take that I'm happy to say we got very, very right.
Wonderful.
Exactly. But yeah, man, wow. A lot of hot takes. Holy shit. So we got AFC Championship games. We got a lot. John, did you give us your hottest take for this game? You said, oh yeah, that's right. You said Jalen Ramsey was going to punt.
Let's go 2 interceptions. Fuck it. I'm gonna shift my narrative back to optimism. I'm gonna go Jalen Ramsey, 2 interceptions. Final score for the game: 27-21 Dolphins.
Wow.
27-21.
Jalen Ramsey interception on Josh Allen on their game-winning drive attempt to close it.
Are you looking at pick sixes though? What do you think?
I hope so. Fuck.
I hope so.
Josh Allen's a big boy though. I feel like if he throws an interception, he's like, I'm gonna fucking steamroll this.
He's a footballer.
He's not afraid of that though.
Yeah.
I mean, like you see guys like he's barely rushing the season because of clearly what happened last time.
Yeah.
His concussion.
He's taking care of his body, and you know what? And I respect
Well,
that.
it's admirable, but however, you have people like Josh Allen, they just don't give a fuck. Like
He's
Lamar
gonna
Jackson.
I hope we smoke him. So he came into this game with an injury designation, sore neck. I hope we fucking rip his head off. I hope we rip his fucking head off.
Yeah, sore neck from doing what, bro?
Sucking dick.
Yeah, sucking dick, dude. Like,
Sorry, Mom.
That was great. That's amazing. I mean, listen, I happen to be a Josh Allen fan for one reason and one reason only. It's his consistency and the fact that he's won multiple fantasy football leagues.
I respect that. I respect that. I feel like whatever fan you are in the real world, I feel like you are allowed to be fan of specific players, even if they are on rivalry teams, if they get you fantasy football championships.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, dude.
This man Juan's in fantasy football rehab right now.
Yeah, dude.
He's on a season.
I took the season off. I had been doing it for a while. I did get 2 rings. Again, banners hang forever, guys, by the way. But yeah, bro, I had to take a break from it. So I get entirely what you mean. I mean, I had James Cook on one team. He did pretty well. I also had Josh Allen, actually, one season. He also did well. So yeah, I get it completely. So I fully respect that.
Well, we can tie this back to this game now because when has Josh Allen, in times of pressure, not done well? Like, let's.
No, many times. Playoffs. In the playoffs, bro. He chokes. He's choked before.
I'm going to look up his stats right now.
Meanwhile,
listen. I think while John's doing that. So, John, your score prediction was
21.
27-21. All right, Eli, let's hear your score prediction for tonight.
I say Dolphins take this, but 28-24. I think that's possible. Is that possible with 2 conversions and?
No, 28-24. Yeah, because 24 is 3 touchdowns, with all extra points and a field goal. And yeah, 28 as well. Yeah.
I see that coming. I see something along those lines. I never nailed these to the head, but I see Dolphins winning like in the neck of it.
I'm actually going to say this. I feel like you guys are both going like high-scoring games. I'm going to say I think it's going to be a game where both defenses show out. I think it's going to be significantly lower scoring. I'm going to go with Dolphins 10-7.
Wow.
What?
I'll shoot myself if it's that.
No. Like these. What?
I just think this is a game that is going to be won in the trenches.
What do you think? 10-7 though?
Yeah, I feel like
Really?
because both defenses have gotten like they've had their moments where they've done well, and they've also had their moments where they've really let the team down. And I feel like this is a game where like both defenses are going to want to really step it up. So I think this is going to be a game that's won in the trenches. That's just I think both secondaries are they're going to be Bills secondary is going to be expecting the big plays to Tyreek. Dolphins secondaries are going to be expecting the big plays to Stephon Diggs. I think they're both going to step it up, and I think the D-lines are both going to try and step it up. So I'm just a big believer in that. I think both defenses are going to step it up.
But we're forgetting one key guy here.
Demon.
Tyreek fucking Hill.
That is true.
That guy's gonna have multiple touchdowns under his belt like, by the time that this game finishes.
Wait, is there a statistic out there like how has a player performed after having fire set to his house? Is that a thing?
I don't know if ChatGPT can give us that.
Yeah, that seems to be like a little bit too obscure of a sabermetric, but that's something we're not considering.
All right, we'll start tracking that.
Yeah,
Tua. Tua Hill. Maybe that'll be Tyreek's son's name, Tua.
like whatever stat line Tyreek puts up will be like Tua is the first player to record 2 touchdowns following.
We should start that. I think no one's thinking about that right now. That's hilarious. No, but regardless of the fact, Tyreek has been through certain things in his life and still he's proved that he's him. He's that dog. He's that dog in him. And the stats don't lie, man. Like this guy, like we're gonna see it. Like we have the fastest offense in the NFL. I think healthy Miami Dolphins offense is the fastest offense in the NFL by stats, by however the fuck you record speed.
Yeah. No, literally. I think it's been A-Chain, Mostert, and Tyreek have all averaged at least 22 miles an hour, which is crazy because I've run on a treadmill for like 12 miles an hour and I'm gassed. Like you're basically doing like twice that much consistently. That's just insane to me. That's just like superhuman.
No, I'm a fast guy, but like you also gotta keep in mind we're wearing pads.
Exactly.
Like you're saying, like 12 miles per hour, like your gas, me more like 15, but like no. Like you gotta understand these guys, like they're like I've actually had the pleasure of witnessing Tyreek Hill race Aaron Jones back in 2021. Mm-hmm. It was at a Jewish community center over in Aventura. He raced Aaron Jones and left that guy in dust. And Aaron Jones is a big, fast guy.
He is. I remember that actually. I remember that race. Yeah.
Oh my God. Posted it. And I saw that live and I'm like, holy crap, this guy's fast. And I actually told him, like, this guy's in Miami. There's no way this guy's training Miami all this time and has houses here. And he's not coming to Miami Dolphins. And look at him a year later, he's here and he's with us and he's going to take us to glory.
All right, 2 things to share. With Tyreek Hill is nuts. His most receiving yard seasons were both with the Dolphins, his first year, including plus yards. Has a chance to make it 1,800 if he has over 100 yards receiving today. And I think if he has over 100 yards receiving, it's like the most 100-yard receiving games in like Dolphins history, something like that.
Records will be shattered.
The other thing to share, which I was wrong about, is actually Josh Allen is a stud in playoffs. So it's definitely not his fault. In the playoffs, he has 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 100 QBR.
Well,
so he's a G.
All right.
Except for tonight. We're going to snap tonight.
Except for tonight is not technically playoffs. So
yeah, before playoffs. So we'll inspire him. Well, hopefully we won't inspire him. because hopefully if they lose, they don't make the playoffs, so we don't have to see them again.
All right. Well, guys, I'm fucking loving the energy here. So I feel like overall, we're all feeling super hyped for tonight's game. Again, we got a lot of hot takes from today's episode. But yeah, man, I feel like at this point, Eli, once again, we want to thank you so much for having you on the episode, bro. So I want to shout out your page one more time. If you want to give us your handle on Instagram, it is.
Sure, I appreciate it. It's EliBen.Productions.
All right, guys. So Eli Ben Productions.
Correct.
On Instagram. Make sure you follow it. If you need any video production, he is going to be your guy. All right, guys, boys. I feel like that about wraps it up for today.
I got a quick question to end the episode with. Favorite fast food pizza?
Favorite fast food pizza? Easy. Joe's Pizza down the street.
What about you, Eli? Pizza Hut, Domino's, whatever.
Could be Domino's. For
Domino's?
Sure. There's this place in Miami, Steve's Pizza, 3 a.m. You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of the name, but I've not been.
It's in Biscayne. That place is so different at night. Like, especially like
Does it deliver?
I think it delivers, but it's mostly focuses on like 3 a.m. munchies, like after a Friday night or Saturday night, like out with the boys or the girls. You guys are married?
Oh, not yet. I'm not married yet.
Okay.
But yes.
John is.
Yes.
I will be. Just not at the time of recording this pod. My girlfriend can see this.
January 7th, 2024. 5 p.m. Eastern.
Oh man.
I'm ordering Domino's. That was the question. I'm ordering Domino's.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with Domino's.
Domino's for the Dolphins for defense. Yeah, the 3 Ds.
I love it. All right. Well, actually, Eli, before you came in here today, we were briefly chatting about parking in Miami. So you did the street parking here in Wynwood, which is where we're recording today's episode. I'm a big believer in fuck parking. I never pay parking.
You're crazy. I want the system, you know?
Like fuck
Anarchy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I always pay for parking down here in Miami. I think it's better safe to be sorry. It just happened to me so many times, either towed, like that's my worst nightmare, getting towed like when and you have no right back. Like, dude, that makes me like want to swallow like a bullet.
Bro, but here's a cheat code. Here's a cheat code that the city doesn't want you to know. If you ever get a ticket, keep that ticket, and anywhere you go, just place that ticket on your windshield already.
Whoa.
And then the cop coming in assumes you've already got ticketed.
That's high level IQ, man. That's something that we need tonight, definitely, in the Dolphins. I think
High IQ play.
that's very high IQ. I never thought about that, man. That's crazy. No, short answer, guys. Pay your parking.
I'm team.
I think John agrees.
I got it. Have you been towed? I have never been towed.
That's
Yeah.
That's probably why, like, knock on wood, like, I think that's why, like, you're so, like, poison on me. Like, not paying for parking. I always gotta pay.
That's
Especially in Miami Beach, but Wynwood, let's see what happens.
So I'm team don't pay your parking, whatever. City of Miami, come after me. Like, I don't care. I'm getting rid of my car anyways in a couple of months, so you guys can't touch me. But yeah, Eli, thanks so much, brother. It was a pleasure having you here.
man.
Appreciate the hot takes. We love the jersey. And again, next episode, I am sure we will be talking about tonight's victory. So as always, fins up, hashtag
Yes, sir.
spectator.
Fuck Josh Allen.
Oh,
Nice.